Also, having things like mini golf and table tennis just to chill and play just goes to show there's so much to play around with that I don't think you can truly ever run out of cool and interesting ways to explore VR. For most of my recording sessions I decided to go back to some of my old favourites, this mainly being Contractors, Blade and Sorcery and a few others. Being able to just download mods straight from the game's menu means you have endless possibilities on what you can do in these games. This is Blade and Sorcery, and this is also Blade and Sorcery, and then this is also Blade and Sorcery. And then this is, well, this is Contractors, but you get the idea. It was just fun to play around with different mods. It's a shame I can't speak about every single game I've played on the Quest because I'd be here for hours, but honestly there's so many experiences and content for you to play around with, like Stride, a Mirror's Edge inspired free running game. Then there's Pixel Ripped, a game within a game where you play as a kid playing a game, whilst also stopping distractions around as you play. I feel VR has given developers almost another dimension to work with when it comes to these games, as most of the things you see in VR are only possible in this format. Another thing I need to talk about is emulation, which is very big in VR on PC. There's this cool experience where you can play emulators, but you're playing them in a virtual bedroom, which you can customise to your liking, and also insert the game into a virtual console and get that full immersion. I'm not sure if this is possible on the Quest 2, I'm not even going to try because that video wouldn't be released until December of 2027, but it seems like such a cool experience. The Quest 2 still has emulation capabilities. I've seen Dreamcast and DS games running on it, among others, but the main one I've seen is the PSP. Not only can you run PSP games natively on the Quest 2, some games even allow you to enhance the experience by letting you move your head around and look around the game's world whilst you're playing, which is just such a cool thing to see, being able to play these classic PSP games in an entirely new way. It's just insane and just goes to show the potential of VR as a whole. The last thing I need to talk about is what VR offers is a great social experience. Because there's a microphone built into every headset, most players talk to each other in every game, but there's specific games that are all about social interaction, these mainly being VR Chat and Rec Room. Now Rec Room is a bit frustrating because honestly it is fun and has a bunch of cool mini games for you to play around with, but it's mainly for children under the age of 10, so unless you want Oscar from Midnight Club 3 accusing you of something,
listen, I know you like to hang out with the kids,
then sadly I'd steer clear from it. I wish there was a way to have two different lobbies for different ages, as this would be a great way to socialise and make new friends in VR. VR Chat is the other option. This doesn't really have the same approach, it's more of just a chat room. There's mini games but they're a bit janky compared to Rec Room, but this was such a cool experience when I started playing back in 2020. Like I said, I was stuck in self-isolation by myself, so being able to socialise, even if it was just through a headset strapped to my head, and that experience and everything else I've spoken about is still there today.